to have y'all with us today. You listen to the Awesome Radio Network, and we are here to talk about several things. I wish uh, Pastor Lawson was here so that we could have talked about the uh, yeah, we could have talked about some Laker talk. But on that note, you know, he's not a Laker fan. He's a LeBron fan. So we're gonna wait a little while before we add him into the we start talking about what the Lakers doing. Yeah, so we'll add him into the conversation when we start talking about what the Lakers are doing.
We
Well,
actually got to
LeBron
do
can-
that again.
Oh yes,
Oh, I heard y'all. I was
Yeah.
listening to you on radio.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah. I saw that same game. I waited till the game was over and then watched the highlights. And I fast forward to the very end, and I saw those last few minutes where the Lakers just took that game.
how about did you see when Bronny played the other night?
Yeah, he was in and out. I mean, it was like um,
He's
like when
robbing.
you send the mascot on the floor during
Oh
halftime.
God, no.
Come on, man. Bronny.
Oh no, he's robbing.
He ain't he ain't Batman. He ain't Robin. He ain't Alfred, the butler.
We can't give him nothing, comrade.
I don't see where he fit in anywhere.
All
but-
right, we'll move on.
And I think as soon as LeBron is gone, they gonna send him home. So
Real talk.
Go home with your daddy, right?
Real. Hey, but it's good to be in a place where you can open up a door for you, son.
Oh yeah, I'm not mad with him.
Mhm. I would do it.
Yeah, he's getting paid too.
I would do it.
Not that he need the money, but
Yeah, he might
getting
because
paid and he's getting out on the floor. And
yeah,
one of the things that I noticed though, he's learning not to do bad. He's not
Right.
doing good, but he's not doing bad either. He's not doing turnovers. He's not losing the ball. He's not taking bad shots. So now if he could just move fast into the other direction of actually scoring points,
Yeah.
that might,
you think they just tell him, okay, you can try to score in practice. We'll see how that go.
yeah. He has had some good games, but
Yeah.
not many.
Cool enough. Let's talk about resilience today. Just being just resilience.
What does that mean?
If I had to do it off layman's terms, I would say the ability to bounce back.
Oh, okay.
Just being able to, what the psalmist Billy Ocean said, when the going get tough, the tough get going. When the going get rough, the tough get rough. He said something to that effect. But just being able to last and looking at y'all came from a resilient people that has been able to make it through the years, through hardship and hard times. A lot of times we have to understand God told us to be anxious for nothing. To be anxious for nothing. But through prayer and supplications, make your requests known.
Yeah, in
But
the
we also-
scripture, they
go ahead.
use the word perseverance for resilience.
Oh,
Yeah, perseverance
And
is the
that's
same
kind of
thing.
how I look at it too.
Yeah.
Not giving up.
yes. And have y'all ever had the time in your life where you felt like giving up?
Well, the key thing to perseverance or resilience is in order to reach that level where you can call it that, there has to be some adversity.
Yes.
You can't call it, you can't pull up to the stoplight and the stoplight stays red for a long time and you say you persevered. I mean, you can't call that adversity.
Right.
There are red lights at almost every block,
Yeah.
and you do it every day. So a lot of times people want to lay claim to the classic perseverance or resilience,
Yes, sir.
but they hate it when adversity comes to their life.
That's good. Because really, whenever you have adversity, you got to be able to recover.
Yeah.
You got to recover. And I know, the definition is the ability to recover from adversity with components including emotional regulation, a positive attitude, and a strong social connection. It involves adapting to change and stress by developing coping skills, maintaining a sense of purpose and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. And that's how we have to look at things. Being able to see whenever there's a challenge, you got to look for the opportunity. Resilience is not a fixed trait, but a skill that can be developed and improved throughout life. And so, um, I know that when David, you remember in the Bible, it tells us about when David actually had his wives. Well, it's going to be a little tricky for y'all. His wives were taken, his children, and everybody else wives and children were taken while he was out and came back.
Yep.
And the word of the Lord was him to pursue, overtake, and recover all. That took resilience. It took resilience. It's that part where you might went through in life and you lost things, and you have to realize that, hey, I lost some things. I didn't lose everything. I was talking to my niece. Thank God my niece Quanda made it home. Your niece too,
Yeah.
Pastor Lawson, made it home. Well, and as I talked to her, she was just telling me about, they were in Jamaica when the hurricane came and saw things, being torn apart while they was waiting to make it. And that tough time. And so when you go through things like that, you have to be able to regulate your emotions so that even when a storm comes, you don't have an aftermath where the storm is always in your mind, even when you get out of a situation.
You know what comes to my mind as a salesman? I'm going to kind of shift it a little bit on
Yeah,
that
come on.
because one of the things that as I studied that and read some of the great guys, or what they call, great salesmen. And one of the things that they all say when let's say I approach someone or a business or whatever, a person, and it said the first time, if you get a no, you got to go back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And say sometimes it take about 7 times.
yeah, 7 no's for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of the things about that whole concept is that if you can't be afraid to hear no.
Right.
And some people, when they hear no, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what Jesus was talking about when he was telling about the neighbor that wanted something.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
kept
Yeah, that
he
persistence.
said, you might as well give it,
Yeah.
give it to him because,
He'll stop.
so he'll stop. And so the person was persistent.
Mhm.
And I think that's what the resilience is about. It's about not giving up,
Mhm.
That's just my thought on that.
How about you?
There
Pastor
is one
Lawson?
scripture in Proverbs 24:10 that says, if you faint in the day of adversity, then your strength is small. Now, what that tells me is that, there's some preparation that goes into being resilient or persevering. Because if you get there and you faint, then that means you didn't have the strength that you needed to sustain that adversity. So a person needs to have a lifestyle or habits in their life that prepares them for things like adversity. Um, you know, if you grow up in the hood, maybe your big brother teach you how to fight, even when you don't need to know how to fight. Then when you do get in a fight, you're prepared.
Mhm.
You don't have to faint. You can deal with it. Now,
know.
I know that's a little crude.
Yeah, but I don't know. Growing up in the hood, you need to know how to fight.
better.
Yeah, but you don't. What I'm saying is, don't wait till somebody beat you up.
Yeah.
Teach your little brother how to fight before he ever needs to know how to fight. When he's
Yeah.
small and ain't nobody messing with him, teach him how to fight. That because it's coming, like you say, it's coming. So when it comes, he's prepared, and he doesn't have to faint or run or cry.
You know what the guy you was trying to quote, he was trying to quote the Marines. When the going get tough, the tough get going.
Okay.
Oh, that's a Marine
Oh,
thing.
they start moving.
I'm telling you what
Okay,
the Marines
okay.
say.
That's what
Going
Marines. I
get
didn't know that
tough,
came from the
tough
Marines.
get going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
from my recollection. That's what
well,
we heard in boot.
Yeah. Oh, that y'all had to say it.
Well, that was a motto. That was
Yeah.
one of the
Okay.
things that you saw written.
Well, I would
well,
hope,
on that
I would
note-
hope that all of our armed service people would know that
Yeah.
when the
Hopefully.
going gets tough. to
Amen.
tough.
So on that note, you listen to Awesome Radio, and we'll see you in the next segment.
You're listening to our newest edition of the Awesome Radio Network, WNOS, 1450 AM and 102.3 FM, New Bern, North Carolina.
The Real Treasure Worship Event Center, a sacred, peaceful space designed for prayer, worship, and meaningful gatherings. More than just a venue, the Real Treasure is a living room to the city, a place to gather, rest, connect, and encounter God. Located at 410A Evans Street, downtown Greenville, please contact us at 252-412-3169 to set up an event.
I am Miss Mary Cox. I'm Keller Thigpen's mother from Awesome Radio.
Surely in the family, God is with me. Surely in the family, God is with me. Surely in the family, God is with me.
And on that note, you listen to us on Real Talk for Real Men, Awesome Radio Network. We are talking about resilience, and one of the scriptures that came to me when it was going up was in our conversation is the woman that had brought her daughter to be healed to Jesus, and Jesus said, "It ain't right for me to give what's meant for the children, to give the children's bread to the dog." I might have said that wrong.
No, it's not
Yeah.
right or not meat. He used the word meat. It's not
Uh-huh.
meat to give the children's bread to the dog.
Also, I did say it right. But then the woman, she didn't get insulted. I would have been insulted probably. I hate to tell it. We call him a dog, unless I knew it was Jesus. Most folks didn't, but this woman didn't see him as being Savior at that time. She saw him as an ends to a means to an end. I need my daughter healed. And so she was smart. She regulated her emotions. She listened to what other people would have heard as negative. She was able to manage the negative emotions and maintain hope during a difficult time, that this can be improved by practicing self-compassion, compassion for her daughter, and also taking steps to calm herself and taking a deep breath. And she just turned to Jesus and said, "But even the dogs get to eat off the floor."
Eat the crumbs. Yeah.
Yeah, I give me some kibbles and bits. No, you got some. And when he heard it, it wasn't so much that it gave the opportunity for her to see a miracle. And oftentimes we can take an insult when we should be looking for an opportunity.
And she saw the faith. The faith stepped up
Yes.
and said, "Yeah, all that's cool, but I still believe you
Yeah.
can do it."
That's right. That's right.
So are we saying that it makes sense that in social discourse that we take the philosophy, sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me?
Words hurt.
Well,
Words hurt.
So her being called a dog,
Didn't hurt her
right? So,
because she knew he had the power. See, that's the difference.
But no. Let me say though, maybe
ahead.
she was hurt,
Could have
but
been.
it didn't matter.
Come on.
Because her,
Good God Almighty.
what she wanted was more important.
Now y'all ready to preach now.
so I'm thinking. Is that a principle that we all should live by?
I think
sticks and stones hurt my bones, but words never hurt. Why not be like that woman, whether we're trying to get something or not? Why should we let words hurt us?
Well, haven't you done that?
What?
Yeah,
Somebody
we've had
else-
to.
Well, I think we've all done that
We've had
at some
to.
point.
As a resilient
where
people.
somebody, you go into a place and you know what they said
And how they feel about
was
you.
racist
Oh,
or whatever, but you wanted
Well, I
what
want-
you wanted.
That's right.
So you kind of
Look,
like,
listen.
okay, just give me what I
Listen,
want.
y'all were closer to civil rights than I was. So, and my point in that is, look how Martin Luther King didn't let that throw him off. Didn't the Freedom Riders didn't let that throw them off? Different people, and y'all didn't let it throw y'all off in different situations where you went to jobs and situations where you knew people, and that's why I really hold firm to if the foundation is removed, what can the righteous do? I was telling my congregation last night, that showed up for Bible study, that we need more elders. We need more, and when I say elders, I'm talking about we need more seniors in the midst so that we can be able to transfer some of the strength that they've gained through time over to the young people and the wisdom and the revelation, because a lot of times we built up resilience because of what our mamas and our daddies taught us.
And my point was that a lot of times we never reach the point of perseverance and resilience when we allow ourselves to be hurt with words. Words, people's words give you information. You take that information and find out how you can use it to win, rather than get in your feelings and allow it to hurt you.
Okay,
Having
but
a thick skin.
okay, but my I think my point is, it can hurt, yet you still go on.
Well,
You
it
don't
can't-
react to the hurt.
Well, it doesn't have
You
to
don't
hurt.
make an emotional response to
That's
it.
right.
It doesn't have to hurt.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but let me say this: even if it don't hurt, you still got to make sure that you get what you need out of
Right,
that situation.
and a lot of times the pain of the hurt can prevent you from doing that. That's
It
the point
can.
I'm making.
It
Yeah.
can, but that's where the resilience comes in,
Could-
where you don't let it stop you from doing.
So you have thick skin and not let it hurt you.
Y'all ain't saying nothing different, really, to me. In my eyes, maybe y'all are, but sometimes you can say things don't hurt, but if it do hurt, you still move. Because there's times that there's things I've heard people said about me, and it hurt. You know, one time they had that people were just saying different little things. It hurt. I knew about it, but when I saw them, it wasn't gonna stop me from loving them.
One of the things I learned in training,
Okay.
when we trained,
Mm.
and things will happen that will physically hurt you,
Yeah.
but you had to keep going.
You got to keep going.
And so I think hurt, it's how you respond to the hurt.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that you don't get hurt.
Mhm.
It doesn't hurt you that the person that you're taking care of or helping treats you bad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the principles that Jesus taught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It'll come to you where they'll treat you bad or hurt you or but your response is supposed to be love.
Right. I had a situation where I know of. I actually got a couple, but I know of a particular person. I think I want to try to figure out how I'm going to say it so nobody would take offense. Because I'm talking about one person, but I'm thinking about somebody else could take it. But what it was, this particular person was treated bad by this individual, and they determined to keep moving and doing right because the Bible said, honor thy mother and thy father. I mean, even with me, I've had to do that with my father. I couldn't take the liberty of how I really felt on different ways. I just had to do the honor part. And so sometimes that cognitive part comes in where even though you're interpreting the event how it is, you still have to have that ability to be able to grow past it. And that woman in that situation, whether she was hurt or won't hurt, she knew exactly what she needed. Yeah. And sometimes people leave a good church, and sometimes there are good churches that do hurt. And y'all, I don't know if this is gonna help. Sometimes people say things at church that will hurt you. Sometimes it ain't the pastor. A lot of people have left the church. Pastor ain't had nothing to do with it. It was the members that hurt you. And somebody said, I've been hurt in church. You've been hurt everywhere. Hey, come on, let's be for real. I've been hurt on the playground. I've been hurt in school. My mama has hurt my feelings. My mama has spanked me. My dad has spanked me. My brothers and sisters have spanked me.
You know what's funny when you say that?
Yeah.
You hear people say, yeah, there are phony people in there.
There's
But
phony people everywhere.
everywhere else you go, there's phony people, so
Yeah.
you don't stop going there.
And how many times have you went to McDonald's and you had to, or some restaurant, and you had to turn around and keep coming because everybody's got issues wherever you go. And I hate to tell this part, you got some too. And so if you want a perfect church, you have to leave the building and nobody in it, and then you got it perfect. And but however, things do get mixed up. We got to know how to handle it. Don't leave a good ministry because of the simple fact one person hurt you when everybody else still. There's people that, I've been hurt. Well, I don't. Somebody might have left. I didn't know why they left, but I can't, and they ain't gonna tell me why they left. They ghosted all of us behind the hurt they got received from one person, and they might have deserved it. But on that note, you're listening to Real Talk for Real Men, Awesome Radio Network, and we'll be back after this sponsorship break.
Hello, my name is Daniel out of Greenville. Thank you for listening to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU.
There will be a community teen summit for ages 13 to 19. It's an open forum with an adult panel. Friday, November 7th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the BET Community Building, Greenfield Terrace, 120 Park Access Road, Greenville. Nada Manning, coordinator and host. For more information, the number is 703-593-3627. That's 703-593-3627. Or email Tim and Ant at AOL.com. That's TIMANDANT at AOL.com. This is an open forum for teens ages 13 to 19 to talk it out. Community Teen Summit, Friday, November 7th.
Surely in the famine, God is with me. Surely in the famine, God is with me. Surely in the famine, God is with me.
All right, good morning. We are talking about resilience. If you have have something that you want to add to this conversation, give us a call at 252-756-2008. If you have a call, you want to call in, caller, you could call us at 252-756-2008, and we would love to talk about your experience with resilience. But on that note, I also want to say this. I want to welcome my, I got a grandbaby over last week. Came in, Soraya, and welcome to this world, and I'm excited about her destiny as well. I just wanted to throw that into the conversation.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
What's the baby's name again?
Soraya. Hmm.
One name, no middle name?
She do have one.
Oh.
You know how it is.
Not trying to put you on the
So
spot.
Soraya, I know her last name, Forbes. But I heard it. I heard her name, but I focused in on the first one.
I guess that's what you're gonna call it.
Yeah, I get that addendum later on.
She'll have
but-
a nickname over the next year or so, I guess.
Yeah, she will. And so
I had, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, that's great news. I was going to ask the question. It seems to me that resilience is a response to adversity.
Sounds good. Because you can't say you persevered unless you went through something. Pastor Lawson, did you
Yeah,
want
and
to add to that?
I see it as a response that you should prepare yourself for before you get to it, before the need to respond is there. I used
do
to
too.
see that in Barack Obama when he was running for office for president. I could tell that he had prepared himself. He had prepared himself for hurting words. He had prepared himself for people trying to out-talk or out-shout or raise their voice over him.
Walk in his proximity.
Yeah,
There are times
exactly.
where there's times where he was talking, and people would walk up close to him
Yeah,
to kind of elicit a response like, "Hey, buddy, back off." That might be my response.
or boo or scream or
Yeah.
because you're going to respond, and I think we all agree that how you respond is important. And when you see people on a debate stage, or you see people in a situation where there's no physical hurt, but there are people that will try to hurt you with words and their reactions to you and the way they look at you. Sometimes some people get hurt by the way somebody look at them.
Yeah.
As a pastor, you see these things, and sometimes those things are directed at you. If you don't prepare yourself, then you'll find out that somebody needs to counsel you, just like you've been trying to counsel your constituents. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I absolutely believe that.
You really have to prepare yourself. You can't wait until the day of adversity.
Yeah.
You have to prepare yourself before it comes.
I kind of think that your life itself is preparation. Your relationships, your former relationships, different things. Life kind of prepares you as when you brought up President Obama. I could see the first thing I went to was, here's a guy that has lived in the skin. You know what I'm saying? And has went to Harvard, Columbia, in those
Oh yeah.
in those places,
Yeah.
you get you get those challenges that we're talking about that you have to deal with.
That's right.
And you going to you probably had that challenge at ECU.
I have.
You know what I'm saying? Where you're meeting people and having relationships and wondering why this we're looking at you like, and why they said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think your life experience should be preparing you for
Bigger stages and different
Right.
different things.
And your life experience prepares you, but at the same time, it needs to be intentional. There was a reason he went to ECU. He wanted to be prepared. There's a reason Obama went to Harvard. He wanted to be prepared. There's a reason he spent times on debating teams. He wanted to be, everybody that goes to school don't spend time on debating teams.
That's true.
When you see where you're trying to go and you understand the obstacles that might meet you there, then your perseverance is going to be helped by you seeing those things and preparing for them so that you can be strong in the midst of it.
That's right, sir.
There are a lot of people that spend that spend a lot of quiet time. They meditate. They develop the ability to get themselves out of themselves. So when people try to hurt your feelings, don't sit there in your feelings and let them hurt you. You see what I'm saying? Or when they try to put pressure on you, you learn how to be quiet. Even when there's a poem called "If," I'm not going to try to quote it right now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
If
about.
you can keep your head when all ever losing there, it's all about being able to prepare yourself. And you have to intentionally do that. You don't automatically develop that skill.
My question with that is that, and I hear you, and I think there's a certain amount of that, but a lot of times you don't really know where you're going to end up. I don't think the Harvard Obama was looking at the presidency.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
He was
It's
doing,
possible.
he was doing civic stuff while he was still in Harvard.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that.
Civic stuff, political stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know at that particular point. He said, a few years from now, I'm going to be president, so I need to
Well,
get
no,
ready.
Oh,
he
no,
might
not
he might
president,
didn't
but
see
he was
that.
going to be in politics.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying
So
all of
whether
it
you're
comes
president
together. Yeah, I hear
Or
what you're saying.
Senate, if you're a senator.
He was preparing himself for
Public service.
public service.
Public service, yeah.
Yeah, so in that sense, yes,
And it has
I
to be
agree.
intentional because everybody don't prepare themselves for public service. I mean, life, everybody's going to have a life, but everybody's not going to prepare themselves but for specific
Yeah.
positions in life.
And
So
sometimes you
there's
don't
an
know you get,
intentional element to it where you have to really
'cause look,
look ahead and
At
say,
some point, I guess you get to that. I don't know if you start there.
he didn't say you start there. He said
No, I know he
prepare.
didn't. I know he
Said
didn't.
prepare.
I'm just saying.
well, it's just like, let's use your case. I mean, let's say, for instance, you're going to go fight in a war one day. So you're going to be trained. There's going to be some intentional stuff that's put before you to prepare you. Everybody's not going to do that because some people ain't never going on a battlefield. You follow what I'm saying? So there's some things that happen common in life that prepare us.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's other things that you have to look ahead and say, wait a minute, I'm going to have more than just a life.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to direct myself.
Yeah.
And so based on that direction, you're not going to hit every base. You're not going to, be able to prepare for every single thing. But based on where you see yourself going, there are some things you can do to intentionally prepare themselves. I see that a lot in ministry because there is a certain path that ministry takes you on. And it surprises me when I see ministers and pastors that don't seem to have went after those skills that's needed for that particular path.
And social graces. And some people don't develop different social graces to deal with people.
Yeah.
And they make themselves look bad.
And that's quite common too. And it's
that's
surprising that, Go
It's
ahead.
funny. It's funny the way you say it. I think when you get to a place, and you recognize that you're not ready, you need to work on it.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of sports people that achieve, and a lot of them don't know how to talk.
Right.
When somebody puts the mic up,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
they
God,
don't.
yes.
I
like they
think
ain't
some
know-
of them need, to get speech classes or
Yes.
something and you would think that they would have known that at some point I'm gonna
Be a
Yeah.
somebody's
if you're
gonna
elite.
ask me some questions.
Yeah,
Stick a
especially if you're
microphone in
elite.
your mouth.
Yeah.
One of my favorite sports players, like Herschel Walker, and different. I was thinking, Doc, you ought to have something, even if you ain't got it wrote down somewhere. You ought to rehearse some things that you have to say, especially when you're running for politics, so you don't start talking about vampires. We got vampires, werewolves, and other things that don't matter.
Yeah.
Or if you're running for president, talking about sinks, faucets, tubs, toilets, showers. During the time we should be talking about policy. But well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did that. I couldn't help it. It was too
that's
easy.
okay.
It was low hanging fruit. But I want to say this: I do want to read the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling that you mentioned. I do want to read that at some point while we in this conversation.
You go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh.
pull it up.
Okay, I got it.
Because I think that's a
Yeah.
good example of how a person can prepare themselves for adversity,
Yes.
even before they get to it.
And I want to talk about resilience and look at how Joseph handled being resilient. First of all, you start out, you the young brother. Then you turn around, your daddy give you a coat better than everybody else's coat, the coat of many colors. Then you run your mouth and tell your dream. whether you should or should not have. More than likely your brothers, they roughed you up, threw you in a pit that probably was filled with water, almost like a well. And yet you just, God providence that you made it through that. Then you go from out of the pit, you go into a prison. Now you go to Potiphar's house. His wife lies on you. When you are a young man, and you probably, when she grabbed you, you could have said, and I like this part where that's why I agree with you, Pastor Lawson. You get in one of them situations, some woman grabbed you and got you in the corner somewhere, you got to be, a lot of these men need to know, I got to have in my mind automatic, run. I can't be trying to think about what I'm going to do when she grabbed me. And it depends on what your weakness is. If you're a man and a man grab you, and depending on what your weakness is, you got to know, run. Whatever your weakness is, you got to know, I got it already set. I got to get out of this situation. Because if you don't, that lag time might get you caught up. You might find yourself somewhere crazy. Got to know, hey, look, I got to run from, I got to, one of the kids at the church, Elder Nat had preached a little homily called Shun. And then the kids, a month or two later, when they went to school, I'm talking about the kids, they got up in line and all of them talked about how they had to shun evil at school. Matter of fact, told the kids in school, come on, we got to shun that. And so we have to learn how to preset ourselves so that we can succeed, because Joseph had things preset. Then we saw giftings manifest at certain times in his life, that would be later. But let me read this poem. It says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make your thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to be too broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I'm ready to read this to my children.
Yeah, I read it when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's a
I remember
powerful,
reading it too.
poem. That's powerful.
Yeah.
You know, something that came to my mind as you read that, and something I was thinking, a lot of times the preparation, a lot of times we don't know what the preparation is for where we're going, because we don't know exactly where we're going to end up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's kind of like Jesus was preparing the disciples, teaching them.
Yes.
That was what he was
Yes.
doing by walking with them and them being with him, because
Yes.
he could have went to the cross and died.
Yeah.
without
And we wouldn't have got the point.
you see what I'm
He
saying?
could have did it, but we wouldn't have got all the other parts we need.
And so But they didn't know what they were being prepared. Not really
Mm-hmm.
until after.
And he would
after-
tell them.
Yeah.
He would say, they were like, "Hey, what we gotta do to sit on your right hand and your left hand?" And they said, and he told him. Then he turned around and just said,
You don't know what
"Eh,
you're asking.
Yeah, you don't know what you're asking for. But however,
But everything that he taught them
yes,
after
that's right.
he had died and was resurrected, and the Holy Spirit, now they understood
Exactly.
what they that were being prepared for. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yes, he said,
And they could
I'm
recall
going to
it.
make you fishers of men. I don't even think they understood that, really.
Yeah, and they were
You
fishing.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, I just think that a lot of times we'll end up in places. I've heard many people, and I like documentaries where
Yeah.
I hear how people got to where they got
Me
to.
too.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people like, I never thought I'd be such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But a lot of the things that they lived through, they say, well, yeah, when I met so-and-so
Mm-hmm.
and such, it taught me a lesson about this and this. So a lot of times, a lot of how you live
Yes.
informs where you get to.
Yes.
So I don't know. I just think it's, it's both.
Yeah.
You prepare when you have a plan,
Yes.
but your plan don't always be the plan. I mean, it's good to have a plan,
Mm-hmm.
but God might have something
Having
else.
more or less.
Yeah, there are some things that,
Come on.
that's almost like a guarantee that you're going to need that or it's going to help you. When I was a kid, I used to go to the library. I read every book they had on black men. And there weren't that many in the 50s.
Yeah.
But I went and read every book they had in that library. I was the only kid in that library doing that.
That you knew about.
But it paid off for me big
Right.
time in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Not just in education.
Yeah. Because listen, I remember going to Ocean of Quinley. That's in Aden
Oh, okay.
Library. And I not intentionally doing it, but they did have a stack. They had books on Muhammad Ali and Cassius. They had books that were on Soldier of Truth. They had books on inventors. I can see her face so clearly. But hair products. I can't even think of her name right now.
I know what you're talking about.
But there's, they had books on Bethune, Mary McLeod, Bethune Cookman. Bethune McLeod. They had all those books, and I remember that. Sorry about this, gentlemen, but we're on the end, and we've had a great time with y'all. Y'all listening to Awesome Radio Network, Real Talk for Real Men. God bless you, and go in the power and the strength of the Holy Ghost and God. We love you. God bless you, and we'll see you later.
We welcome our newest station to the network of Awesome Radio, WNOS New Bern,